According to the United States Institute of Medicine, as many as 7,000 people die each year from preventable medication errors in hospitals and clinics. To combat this large-scale problem, BBraun Medical introduced the drug duplex delivery system in 2001. The system uses a customizable, multi-compartment, flexible plastic IV container that stores a unit dose of diluent and one of drug powder separately in the same package. The hospital staff personnel only has to squeeze the IV bag and break the quick-release seal to mix the components together at the patient's bedside before the dispensing can begin. This ensures that the patient receives the full potency of the drug. Responding to high demand for this revolutionary new product, BBraun launched a new high-speed duplex production line at its Irvine, California manufacturing plant in August 2003. The plant managers at BBraun's Irvine plant selected industrial software from Wonderware, a business unit of Invensys, to support their manufacturing goals for this new product line. This plant intelligence system from Wonderware features in-touch visualization software, the Industrial SQL Server Historian, Active Factory Analysis clients, and SCADA alarm applications. BBraun Irvine had already experienced success with Wonderware's software that they had implanted for its internal power generation unit managing electricity production and distribution.
Well, our evolution really began in the energy systems area with plant intelligence, and we saw great success from that in providing real-time and historical information about our energy usage. After that, it was a natural progression to go to the manufacturing environment, and there we've also gained a lot of benefit in terms of operational efficiencies and realizing cost reductions as a result of having that information.
The Irvine plant operates a pair of gas-powered turbines that produces approximately 85% of the power required to run the facility. Wonderware's software helps plant personnel balance the organization's reliance on local power utilities. In addition, Wonderware's plant intelligence experts showed BBraun's operators that they could use fewer water chillers in the steam generation process. Replacing one of the water chillers with a bigger unit and eliminating two others resulted in an annual savings of $85,000. In addition to the duplex drug delivery system, BBraun Irvine produces more than 75 IV products, including the Adavile, AdEase, and XL product lines. These products consist of both hard plastic parts and clear soft plastic film for the IV bags. Wonderware software is part of the manufacturing process for many of these products. BBraun's manufacturing process begins with the creation of the hard parts using heated polypropylene resin pellets and injection molding machines. Next, the plant produces the soft plastic film used for the IV bags. After the ports are attached to the bags, they are filled with the appropriate medicines and labeled. An overwrap is then added and the product is sterilized, boxed, and packed. As a safety precaution, the bags are quarantined, at the end of which they are tested for bacterial growth. BBraun's Irvine plant produces approximately 130 million finished units annually, and the products are shipped to hospitals and clinics all over North America. Wonderware software is an integral part of this process.
We use Wonderware to improve our operations specifically by identifying key areas that need to be focused on for cost improvement projects. We're able to use the data from Wonderware to identify the major areas of the downtime that we're having and implement solutions and resources to fix those problems.
At the heart of the Wonderware plant intelligence solution is the Industrial SQL Server Plant Historian, which gives plant decision makers immediate access to the detailed real-time plant information they need to make critical decisions every day. In addition, InTouch HMI software empowers plant staff to visualize information and then use the vital plant information to control industrial processes. Active Factory clients analyze both real-time and historical data to detect process issues, and SCADA alarm software notifies the appropriate plant personnel if any process falls out of specifications.
There are several types of metrics that I personally look at. Main one is line efficiencies and fault occurrences. We use the industrial SQL server to collect the information, and then through not only our own custom SQL statements, but through the Active Factory Reporting web server, we've generated some automatic reports that happen at the end of each batch, which not only totalize the number of faults, totalize the number of rejects by fault, but also the number or the amount of downtime by fault occurrence. It gives me the visibility so I know where to focus my time, what projects to prioritize higher, and which ones, while production and maintenance may feel as important, really doesn't have a lot of influence on the efficiency or the amount of product coming out of the line.
Before installing Wonderware software, personnel working on the duplex drug delivery system struggled to get current information about the production process due to obstacles presented by containment requirements. The product contains antibiotic powder, so the IV bags must be filled in a containment facility. Anyone who enters the facility must wear scrubs, shower, and meet several other containment requirements before leaving. The exit process can take up to 1/2 hour. By the time the person was able to leave the containment facility, process information was already out of date, or staff had to rely on personnel at the containment facility who were not trained to analyze information as it relates to plant performance issues. Each duplex batch represents a significant capital investment in equipment and raw material. It takes up to 26 hours just to clean the equipment between batches, and then another 24 hours for each batch that is filled. In all, each filling campaign is a multi-batch operation, and stopping a batch mid-process, or worse, having to destroy one, chalks up a major loss for BBraun. Using Wonderware software, BBraun tracks key metrics such as the number of units produced per batch, reject rates, and line efficiency.
We implemented Wonderware 9 months ago. Since then, we've used Wonderware, the tools associated with Wonderware, to track our performance on the line. It's helped us zero in on exactly what the problems are in our production area, what's creating the downtime, and it's resulted in reducing, over the last 9 months, reducing our rejects by 50% and increasing our efficiency by about 30%.
Reports are automatically generated for each batch and disseminated to engineers and upper management, which use the information to identify problems and potential areas of involvement.
In one instance, we suspected that we had some extra time left on the table per machine cycle. By adding a few lines of PLC code and then pulling that into the plant intelligence systems, specifically industrial SQL server, we're able to identify 60 milliseconds worth of time that over a machine cycle, if we were to eliminate it, we increase our throughput by 6%.
In addition to delivering these remarkable benefits, the Wonderware Plant Intelligence solution has helped BBraun satisfy regulatory requirements such as the new FDA 21 CFR Part 11 regulation, which codifies guidelines for electronic records and signatures. With its rich tool set of plant intelligence tools, Wonderware software simplifies these efforts.
Wonderware has been great. It's provided us with information, real-time information and historical data, and it's allowed me to spend time working on solutions instead of tracking down information.
Since installing the Wonderware Plant Intelligence solutions in the BBraun Irvine facility, the results have been noticed throughout the company.
Prior to having Wonderware's plant intelligence, the plant intelligence we had was word of mouth. Now that we actually have real plant intelligence, engineers like me are able to identify problems, line efficiencies. Management takes a look at the data and says, wow, look at our numbers actually increasing because of the projects we're implementing. Maintenance is actually starting to look at it and going, wow, here's an issue that just started happening. Why? And then they can go out and start addressing the issues on a proactive basis.
Facilities in Pennsylvania and Puerto Rico have now begun rolling out Wonderware software solutions in their plants to track manufacturing performance.
From my perspective as a manager, it's important to identify where resources are best utilized. Having Active Factory and real-time and historical data allows me to make better decisions on how to allocate engineering resources.
All over the world, medical personnel rely on BBraun products to help them save lives. And BBraun relies on Wonderware.